Hello everyone, I'm Austin and welcome to JujitsuJourney.com. Today I would like to tell you my story of starting Jiu-Jitsu, quitting Jiu-Jitsu, having a 15-year layoff, and then finally coming back. And I also want to let you know how that has led to the creation of JujitsuJourney.com. But first, I would like to tell you about the goal of JujitsuJourney.com. It was founded by myself and other Jiu-Jitsu Journey practitioners here in the Atlanta metro area with the goal to support current Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners and inspire more people to start Jiu-Jitsu. We're doing that by providing free resources such as videos about the introduction to Jiu-Jitsu, some free lessons from John Danaher, how to stick with it when things get tough, and they will, by Jocko Willink, and some other things. We also have gear. We have gis. These gears have been designed and tested by Jiu-Jitsu practitioners. We have rash guards, so be sure to check out the rash guards. And also we are working on the ultimate Jiu-Jitsu bag. It's going to have a part where your gi can go in after it's wet. There's plenty of pockets, plenty of size. So please check us out at JujitsuJourney.com. Make sure that you sign up for the website, for the newsletter. That way you can get 10% off on your first order. Now let me share my story of Jiu-Jitsu with you. I've been a huge UFC fan and MMA fan for a long time. I remember some of the very first UFCs back in the 90s, 93, 94, 95. And after I got out of the Army, I decided to give MMA a shot. So I attacked it full steam with the full expectation to learn it very quickly, be very good really quickly, and start competing. When I first started Jiu-Jitsu, I was already pretty good at wrestling from growing up with two brothers, I guess, and being in the Army. And I already knew a bunch of the positions like guard and, mount and half guard and rear naked choke, that sort of stuff, just from seeing it on TV. So the first day kind of looked something like this. I don't remember the warm-up. I'm sure there was a warm-up, but I was probably signing in, that kind of stuff. So the first thing I remember about the class was bunch of people gathered around another person. It was no-gi, so everybody was in rash guards. There were no, belts or anything like that. And in fact, back then, I didn't really even know about the belt system because I was there for MMA, not just Jiu-Jitsu. So they were demonstrating a move. I didn't even think this move, so to speak, was a move. I didn't even know how it would help me in fighting. Knowing now, they were actually demonstrating the shrimp or the hip escape. And I know a lot of people think this is one of the most fundamental moves in Jiu-Jitsu. It can help you get out of pins, it can help you not get your guard pass, it can help set up a sweep or your attacks. It's definitely one of the most fundamental moves. I use it in almost every role. But that day, I wasn't really sure what it was about at all. Then we spent a couple minutes kind of doing it on our own, and then we did it with a partner a couple times. And then, after about 30 minutes, we started rolling. I was matched up with a person that was about my size, about my age, and also about my skill level and experience. This person hadn't been doing it very long, and I was brand new. So I went after this role like it was a fight. I hate losing, and so I was trying to win. So I took this guy's back, got my legs around him real good, and was trying to choke him out. I didn't know anything about the move, but I squeezed so hard that he eventually tapped. And so the rest of the round with that guy kind of went something like that. I just went ham on him as hard as I could and kind of dominated him. After that first roll, one of the instructors came up and was like, "Hey, why don't you go over here and roll with this guy?" He was another guy about my size, but maybe just a few years older, and his rash guard was blue. And so that roll went a little bit different. Just the same, I tried to win because I hate losing, and I went ham. And this guy tapped me out with weird arm bars, got me in a triangle from guard, got me in a high arm bar, got me in regular arm bars. He tapped me out 5, 6, 7 times within the first couple minutes. And then for the last half of the round, he just kind of smothered me. And then I rolled with people just like that for the rest of the time. I don't know how many rounds I went, but it really seemed like an eternity. After that class, I almost quit right then. It's very hard, for me specifically, to show up somewhere and have everybody in the room beat you up. And then you have to go home and come back again. So that was it. That was my first day at Jiu-Jitsu. Fast forward a couple days later, 2 days later, and I went for the stand-up class. It was stand-up for MMA, so it was kind of a mixture between boxing, takedowns, Muay Thai, that sort of stuff. And that day started out very similar. We went over a move. We did some warm-ups. We jumped some ropes. We ran in place. We did some stuff like that, and then they demonstrated a move, which was kind of a right cross, fake, and then fake a shot, and then a right cross. Practice on our own, practice with a partner, and then went to sparring. Again, I tried to win, but I was terrible at striking. I had zero skill at all. The first guy proceeded to kick me in the thigh right above my knee over and over and over, and I just couldn't stop it. So much the next day I could barely even walk. He told me right after the session, though, hey man, all you gotta do is raise your shin and kind of catch that kick with your shin. It's called checking. You step into it. I was like, oh man, thank you for letting me know that. I wish you'd have showed me that 5 minutes ago. So the next person, he's jabbing me, and I'm blocking. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to fake the shot and then do my right hook, the only move I know. So when I go to fake the shot, he does a roundhouse. Catches me straight in the face because I was a little bit lower instead of the chest, and it dazed me, put me right on the mat. I didn't get knocked out, but I was definitely stunned. And so then the instructor came over and he was like, why don't you just sit down for the next little bit? So that was my first week, and I almost thought about quitting right then as well. So I attended those 2 classes pretty regularly. No-gi jiu-jitsu on Tuesday, stand-up for MMA on Thursday for about 6 months. I really didn't get a whole lot better. I did calm down just a little bit, but I still didn't make any friends because I was always trying to win. Slowed down a little bit after that, and I ended up quitting within the year. And then I went many years as a fan and very upset and felt like a quitter and possibly like I was the worst fighter in the universe. And it also opened my eyes that, hey, there are some regular people walking around that can kill you. So don't really mess with people. So fast forward to about 3 years ago. My daughter, who was about 7 at the time, started talking about wanting to do martial arts. So I suggested, hey, why don't you give jiu-jitsu a try? And so we went down to Gwinnett Training Academy here in Lawrenceville in Metro Atlanta, and she loved it right away. Her very first session, she took a kid's back, got to his back, choked him out, made one kid cry, which was really worrying to her. She was like, hey, I thought we were having fun. And then in the middle of her rolls ran over to me and she was like, Daddy, I love this. So she really liked it. The next day we tried out another gym locally here just to see what the flavor was like. And after trying that other gym, we decided that Gwinnett Training Academy was going to be her gym. So she started going it. She started going there and doing jiu-jitsu. She got really good. I was taking her for about a week. We went maybe 4 times that first week. The next day of the next week, I was back. I was hooked. I was ready to give it another shot. And I was going to attack it this time completely different. This time when I started, I was going to do things differently. I was going to leave my ego at the door. I was going to be a rookie every day and go in there and try to learn and not try to win every day. Also, I was going to be very consistent and find a fundamentals class. So that's exactly what I did. I went to the fundamentals class, which was in the morning. I went in there that day and talked to the instructor, let him know, hey, this is my second go around. I'm really nervous, and so I don't really want to have my throat crushed in and stuff like that. Can you kind of watch out for me? He was like, sure. And so my first rolling partner, I explained it's my first day. I'd like to go really easy. And it went great. We learned the moves. We rolled really slow. I went back the next day. I got a little bit better. I've been going 3 to 5 days every single week now for about 3 years, consistently competing. And friends, I've made so many friends. Amir Dadovich and Jacob, who are my coaches at the gym, I cannot see myself without them in my life forever. And the same thing with jiu-jitsu. It has made such a huge difference in just the attitude, the correct mindset, and also not trying to win but trying to learn in the roles and making friends and being consistent. So that's what jiu-jitsu journey is all about. Supporting each other, growing, getting better at jiu-jitsu, and leaving your ego at the door. So whether you're beginning jiu-jitsu or a seasoned practitioner, we hope that you join us here. Please sign up for our newsletter. Share your story in the comments below. I would love to hear about it and maybe even invite you on to talk about it. And also please explore our free resources. If you're in the Atlanta area and are looking for a place to train, please come to Gwinnett Training Academy and check us out in Lawrenceville. And if you're so inclined, buy some of our gear. It's awesome stuff. Your fellow practitioners have helped design it and test it. See you on the mats.